All right, so we're back again talking about MacBook Pro computers and how they stack up for the needs of music production. All right, so let's take a look at the specs. So what I'm most interested in are the cores. So for comparison, right now I'm using an M1 Max with 10 cores. It's 8 performance and 2 efficiency. So in this case, the M4 Max is giving 16 cores. 12 performance, excuse me, and 8 efficiency. Now, I was like, wait a minute. Actually, the M3 had the same thing. Now, yeah, it's a different chip design, so I'm switching over here. Look at this. M3 also had 16 cores, 12 performance, and 8 efficiency. So it's like, wait a minute. But again, if you see, the chip design is slightly different. Now, come on. There. Now in this case, I know Apple has, advertised that the M4 is going to be like 2.2 times faster than the M1. So with this whole new, update, they're really targeting, trying to, speak to, nudge us who are using the M1 to see if, we want to upgrade here. But, I'm not sure really at this point. Like, I think if I was, what I was more expecting, I guess, thinking about it from just what was offered on M1 is that in this case we would have seen, let's say, overall 20 cores, right, with 16 dedicated performance cores and 4 efficiency cores. Like, I'm fine with the 4 efficiency cores. I guess I just was really hoping to have twice as many performance cores, which would have brought me to 16. So let's say if I were to, think about going for an upgrade, really what would make the most sense to compete with what I currently, have, I would have to go up to the 16 core CPU with the 40 core GPU. I'm currently at 24. And again, from a musician standpoint, think about it, especially on YouTube and content, we're not just making music in our DAW, we're also uploading videos. We're also editing videos to showcase the music with some type of content with it. And that's how I think about it now. Like, all the video stuff wasn't important to me years ago, but now that, YouTube is the new thing, it's the new media platform, really. You should probably consider that when you're building your computer. Think about the video portion and whatever you're speccing out, can it handle it? So again, I would go for the 16 core with the 40 core GPU. I'm currently at 64 gigabytes of unified memory on M1. So I would say probably the same. I'm tempted to be like, well, could 48 gigabytes do for the GPU? The unified memory. I don't know. I don't want to. Since again, they're not offering 16 performance cores. I would say to stick to the 64 unified memory. Storage. Right now, I'm at 1 terabyte. But what I've learned is that it's probably better to have a little bit more, especially for like my sound library. That really kind of goes up to, I'm almost pushing 2 terabytes. So 2 terabytes of storage just within the system by itself wouldn't be enough. I would run out. So that means I would have to go all the way up to 4 terabytes. Now they do have on this, I think the other thing to highlight, which is a huge improvement in my opinion, is going to be the Thunderbolt 5, which goes up to 120 gigabytes per second. I think is what they said. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So yeah, having my devices connected to a Thunderbolt 5 port the transfer speeds on the computer going back and forth, that should also make things go a lot faster. But in terms of just running my DAW for music production with the amount of plugins that I use, you know, right now 64 buffer size, I can get a lot of tracks on there. But again, especially as I'm using MIDI keyboards, I don't like that delay as I'm playing, and I'm really trying to, like I said, get to almost zero latency. I said it in a previous video, zero latency, because the computer is so fast. And that's really what I'm looking for, is can we get to a place, you know, DAW wise, where we're really hovering around, let's say, you know, a buffer size of like 16 with no latency, and the computer runs as if you were, you know, at like 512 buffer size, or 1024 or something like that. Like, we're gonna get there. I'm just wondering, like, how far off are we, or how far away are we? And I was hoping that, you know, M4 with the specs would kind of put us there, but I guess we'll have to see. But I've said enough. I'm just trying to figure out what to say now, collecting my thoughts. So I guess that means the video is done. Like, subscribe, and I'll check you guys in the next one.
Yes. Complex.